Wah 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 wah. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are all doing well. I am. I don't like this right now. My mouth is off. Folks, hold on for a second. Is that better? Something is coming out a little late. I don't know. I just feel like I'm a little delayed. Are you delayed? I look delayed. I feel like I'm delayed. Why am I delayed? Delayed am I? I am Morgan Freeman. And wow, you are loud. I am. Folks, my mouth looks off to me. Does it look off to you guys? Who's in here right now? I told you guys I'll be back to talk about a particular subject. Yeah. I'm finding my way to the studio, by the way, if y'all don't see why I'm sitting here kind of stalling on what I'm doing right now. I am. Somebody said it looks good to them. Okay, cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Appreciate it. I don't know, for some reason it looks off to me. Like my mouth is off in Oh well, if it looks good to you guys, I guess it's going to be looking good to me as well. So anyway, y'all, welcome. Glad you guys are all here. Hope you guys are all doing well and all that great stuff. I'm Ty Smith. Welcome to my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. Double check to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, because y'all do know that people are being unsubscribed to channels. As a matter of fact, I am being unsubscribed from people's channels as well. Some people that I'm subscribed to. Wow, look at my little alfalfa little thing sticking up right there. This is like obvious. That's that C4 here, y'all. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Gotta push a little coil, push the coil down. No. Anywho, you guys that was just tuning in on the last one, y'all, I told you guys I was gonna come back in here and let you guys know that I was gonna be talking about a particular subject. Some people told me to let them know so they can tune in and all that good stuff. But the ones that actually wanted me to let them know, I have a high suspicion that they will not be coming in here. Robbie Privilege. Appreciate that, sis. Where's my, I can't even see my comments. There it is. Robbie Privilege says Ty is that guy. Appreciate that, sis. Hey, I was tuning in on yours the other day and I was getting ready to jump on, but you was shutting down. You was shutting up shop. I think it might have been yesterday or the day before yesterday, but appreciate you being in here, sis. So some of the folks that actually asked me to do this, and I wasn't going to, because it's going to seem, I guess, old fashioned. Is going to seem, I guess, I don't know if the word you want to use is played out or whatever, but they were wanting to have me talk about this particular subject, and I do understand why they wanted me to do it. They said they didn't want like all the screaming and the yelling and the interruptions, and I'm not going to say what avenues or what platforms that they've been on and that they heard this from. They are in the listening chat right now. Okay, just want to let that be known. But what you would have sometimes, if somebody come across you, like I'm just letting you guys know, I've been on a lot of panels where, as of right now, for some odd reason, it's a new thing that I'm learning about called manosphere, and all these new things like red pill and blue pill and purple pill and gray pill, all these darn pills and stuff out there. So anyway, long story short, I have been coming on to a lot of panels and checking these panels out, and people have come on and heard me say some things when in regards to relationships. So what you will have, especially if you come to certain panels, the chat will be going completely, absolutely bonkers crazy, right? The chat will be going crazy. And there will be people on there calling you a lame, calling you all kind of different stuff, which is completely fine, because I don't pay the stuff no attention. It doesn't matter to me, because I'm in something. I've accomplished something. I've done something that most of these folks haven't even done. So that's why I don't pay it no mind. But what I'm saying this all for is that then you would have some people that will come over and they will email you and DM you and ask you these different questions. Because, guys, I told y'all, I've been doing this for a long time. And although I have several different hats that I wear, it still ends up being the same type of conclusion when you are really trying to deal with somebody's heart. What am I saying? When people are in a crowd of folks, they can act a particular way. They can come off a particular way. You get them behind closed doors, they are a completely different person. They don't have the energy of the crowd. They don't have the momentum of the chat. They don't have the momentum of the people on the panel. So when you get them on their own, they are completely different. And let me let y'all know something. That happens with all avenues. If you want to help a child out that's supposedly, at risk, et cetera, take them away from their environment, take them away from the crowd, take them away from the thing that feeds that energy, and get them one-on-one and talk with them. What am I saying that for? There have been several people on there, several guys, young men in their 20s, some of them going into their 30s. Bro, I saw you on this panel. I saw you on that panel. I saw what you're saying on that panel. Dude, I want to hear it from you, because what doesn't make sense to them is that you would have people that will come into panels. In other words, y'all, for the ones that seem like you're confused, what I'm talking about is relationships. If you don't know that I'm talking about relationship, the title is there. Why do so many relationships fail? Who is the blame for this? What can be done to prevent it? Okay, so you guys all see that right there. Okay, so let me do something real quick, because I got probably some folks that's gonna be nosy, like, hey, I wonder if that's that. They see all these studio lights and all that. Yeah, hold on. Okay, just had to go shut the curtain right there. Folks being nosy. Is that guy? I bet that's it. Anyway, so no, they wanted to know, what is it that actually certain folks as myself have done to actually hold a relationship down. And let me just say this from the beginning. It's not just me. It's also my wife. Okay, my wife is in play. It's not like I'm the one that's holding the relationship together. Have a great deal to do with it, but so does she. So anyway, with that being said, these young men and these young women that wanted to ask these particular questions, and I told them I would do this and answer it for them. And by the fact that it's 30 some folks in here, which I really do appreciate, because the numbers don't matter to me, I can tell you all the ones that did right, they're not in here, not all of them. I don't want you to raise your hand and say, "Oh, Ty, yeah, it was me. I admit it. I'm not talking." Don't do that. Don't do that. Nobody needs to know that at all. Okay. So anyway, okay. Why do so many relationships fail? That answer has a lot of different avenues, a lot of different variables why a relationships fail. When it all comes down to it, ladies and gentlemen, selfishness is going to be one of the top reasons why relationships fail. Now, some of y'all thinking that I'm talking about a particular subject or a subtopic. No, I'm not. I know that they fail because of infidelity, because of financial, because of, I get that. But what I'm saying that for is that no matter what, the nucleus of all of it is going to come down to somebody is being selfish. Period. Now, before I even get into that, let me just tell y'all this. The strategies that I'm getting ready to tell you guys have worked. And I got into these panels and folks would say, man, that's some old school stuff. Nobody's on there, bro. But these modern women, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what type of new woman that has been pushed out of the assembly line that they've designed. One thing you will not be able to change in women or in men is the nature that has been bestowed upon each species. You won't be able to change the nature. The reason why I know you won't be able to change the nature is so strong that the only way they can disrupt you from using the natural things that has been placed on you, your male, female organs, that's why they push so hard for you to chemically castrate yourself or physically castrate yourself. Why? Because they looked at this thing for so long and they know that no matter what happens, nature is always going to win. Nature does not lie, neither does biology. But if they can get you to do something to disrupt that nature, then that right there is going to keep you at a point to where you won't be able to turn back to your nature, even if you want to. Yes, you might have the nature, the natural feelings to want to actually be in a relationship, be with a man, et cetera, et cetera. But if you have done something to yourself on a physical level to actually mess up that nature, then what's going to happen is that nobody's going to want that should you decide to change your mind. I know y'all like, dude, what the heck? So let me go back into this. Whenever you are going into the process of getting ready to get into a relationship, one of the things that you definitely need to be trained on, and the things that you need to be coached on, is somebody need to teach you to focus your intentions. Okay. Everybody hits a point where you just long and you yearn to want to be with someone. I understand that. I get that. You want to be with someone. All these thoughts start to go through your head. You start thinking about yourself walking, holding hands with them, or y'all hugged up, or you look at another couple out there in the world. You see how they seem all lovey. They kissing. He got his arm around her. You see a man walking with his wife or his girlfriend. They got a few kids right there. You look at that, and it's just such a beautiful thing. You feel that. You want that. You see people when you go on vacation, couples walking on the beach holding hands, couples just sitting down there in the sand while the sun is going down, and here you are alone. You just want that. You yearn for that. It's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you are somebody that's in here, I don't need all that. Oh, I'm not talking to you then. I'm not talking to you. I don't even know why you even in here then. But I don't care. You are going to get to a point, unless you have a gift of a eunuch, you're going to get to a point where you are going to desire somebody. You're going to want somebody. That right there, you have nothing to do with that. It's nature. Just like this, you do not get to decide when you fall in love with somebody. No, Ty, that's not, no. You don't get to decide that. That is a natural occurrence. It's something that's going to naturally happen. You getting to know this person is just doing all the right things. They saying the right things. You guys are, now, I'm not talking about the agape. I'm not talking about the butterfly feelings and all that. I'm talking about once you get into a point to where you have fallen in love with this person. You did not get to decide that. It just happened. Right? So why did it happen? It happened because that was a natural process. It was something that miraculously and naturally happened for you to do that, right? So back to the beginning of the relationship, I call it the Genesis portion of it. When you are in a relationship or getting ready to go into a relationship, like you call it dating or call it courting, you need to be in the mindset and the logical standpoints in your mind that you are doing nothing more than trying to find somebody who you possibly want to spend the rest of your life with. When you do that, a lot of emotions and everything gets put out of the way. Y'all hear me? That's what I'm saying. You have to go in there with the intentions of literally saying, I'm getting to this relationship with this man. I'm getting into the relationship with this woman, or not a relationship. I'm dating this woman. I'm courting this woman. I'm dating this man. I'm courting this man with the intentions on trying to find somebody to spend the rest of my life with. Now, the reason why I say it's important for you to be in that mindset, because what will happen, although you might have some type of sexual attraction or whatever you want to call it, you'll be able to put that on the back burner, because you're going to stay focused on why you're in there. And then you need someone possibly to constantly be there with you to remind you, somebody that you can trust, a minister, y'all look, I would say a friend. I would say a friend, but a lot of times your friend is going to say the things that they think that you want to hear a lot of times. And now I know y'all say, no, I got a real good friend. They'll tell me, no, somebody that's completely don't know you really that good like that, but somebody that's just going to sit there and keep you on the track. Hey, I get that he's cute. I get that he just, oh my God, I get that he was all nice. Remember, you're only going into this thing trying to see if this is going to be your husband. So did he try to kiss you? What did you do? Pull back. Hey, hey, okay, no, I'm not there yet. See, y'all, I know, I'm telling y'all, I know. Oh man, that's some old school stuff, man. I mean, I'm buying all this food and stuff. We go, no. If that's the point, and that's what a lot of people have in their mind, and you are not in it for the right reasons. How do you go on a date with somebody? The first date with somebody, they buy you dinner, y'all have a good time, and for some reason that's supposed to equate to sex. If y'all going 5 different dates, 6 to 10 different dates, how in the world does that equate to sex? Huh? Who came up with that? Who made that up? Well, it's because, so in other words, if you're saying that, then I guess he's only buying the food, or he's only paying for your meal because that meal is going to be the reason why he's going to have sex with you. See what I'm saying? You have to figure these things out. A lot of y'all, okay, somebody just sent me something. So what would you do on the first day? Talk. I am talking because my intentions is to try to figure out, where are you going in this thing called life? What are we doing here right now? Okay. So check this out. I'm sitting here. Okay, I know your name. I know a little bit about you. So what do you plan to do in life? Like what do you aspire to do? Do you plan to have a family one day? And if you do plan to have a family one day, how soon? How many children do you want? Do you want to be a mother? Do you plan on if you do become a mother, do you plan on taking your kids and put them in daycare, or are you going to stay home with them? Oh. So if you are going to stay home with them, how would you feel if I said, "Hey, I'd rather have you stay home with our children and I take care of the family"? Now she responds back, "Oh, so I mean, I want to work though. I mean, I want to contribute too. I would know. I get that. That's fine that you want to do that. That's very honorable that you want to contribute too. But I want you to stay at home with the kids. I don't want to just be no stay-at-home mom, just being there cooking and cleaning it. You missing the point. Is that what makes you a mother? Hmm? Is that what makes you a mother? Is that what makes you a wife? See what I'm saying? This is where I get a lot of people at. So my husband wants me to stay at home. I'm not just gonna stay at home and just be cooking and cleaning. Da 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 da. Is that what makes you a wife? Cooking and cleaning makes you a wife? Let's just say if you are a young woman who plan on getting married and you stay at home currently with your parents, and it could be a young man. Are you not cooking and cleaning there too? Do you not have a room? Is your room clean? What do we, you know what I'm saying? That see, people get the like, whoa, okay, Ty. Oh man. Yeah, yeah. If you are a young woman, you stay with your parents, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, whatever. If you stay with your parents, is your room not clean? If it ain't, that's gonna let me know about you already from the jump. You nasty. You know what I'm saying? So, and as far as cooking go, do you not know how to cook? But I'm just saying, I'm not just gonna be with no man just so I can be cooking. No, 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 no. See, I thought that you just learned how to cook because your parents taught you that, not just be so you can cook for. I know my mom was teaching us to cook like at 5 years old. Now, my mom wasn't teaching us to cook at 5 years old just so we can be like, well, she said my mom teaching us to cook so I can be like, one day I'm gonna get a wife so I can cook for my wife. No, you learn to cook and all that stuff like that, and you learn to clean because you're becoming a responsible adult. So where's all this stuff coming in that I'm not about to be no woman at home just cooking and cleaning? What do you mean? I thought that you cooked and cleaned already. I don't know what some of y'all get tired of, but even my own sons, I was teaching them to clean their rooms up and everything like that at 5 years old, 7, 8, 9. Straighten your bed, pick your toys up. Isn't that what we do? So if you did that as a little girl, like I said, how does that equate to you being a wife? How does you being in a relationship with a man and you being at home with your kids cooking and cleaning, how does that equate to anything? How? That has nothing to do with you being a wife. That has nothing to do with you being necessarily a mother. That has everything to do with human beings need to eat. And also, why wouldn't you want your house to be clean? Why wouldn't you want your room to be clean? Huh? Now, so already right then and there in conversation, there's going to be some people like, man, like, well, so back to that conversation. All right. So if you plan on having kids one day, and I'm telling you, I don't want my kids to go to a daycare. And the reason why I don't want my children to go to a daycare, I don't want to have to hear one story at all of somebody hitting my child, another kid. I don't want to have to hear no story at all why my child came home with the bruise. I'm so tired of my child coming home with a snotty nose and a cold and getting sick with these other kids. I don't want to hear a story about possibly somebody abused my child. I just don't want any of those stories. Not only that, I want my child to be brought up under the oracles and the principles of my home. I don't want him learning behaviors and attitudes that he might or she might pick up at being at this daycare. See, because the daycare people there, they can put their own type of discipline, their own type of ideology on your child while they're at the daycare. I don't want any of that. So if you are a woman and you listen to me say something like this, some women will probably find that challenging. Like, well, see, that's what I'm saying. You want kids. Why? If you don't want to be a mother. Why do you want to have kids if you don't want to be a mother? Why do you want to get married if you don't want to be a wife? Why do you want to have children if you don't want to be a father? Why do you get married if you don't want to be a husband? You see what I'm saying? Why do it? It's pointless if you don't plan on being those things. There is a difference, and that's why I have my other channel called Man, Husband, Father, Woman, Wife, Mother. Those are three different things. But if you start on becoming the first thing first, it can pretty much take care of a whole lot of other things when you get into those second phases, those second titles. Man, husband, father, woman, wife, mother. If you become a really, really good man, You don't have to worry about trying to become an even better man when you get into a relationship with your wife. If you become a really good woman, do you want to have to worry about trying to become a really good woman when you get with the husband? And even when you guys are together, if you both are good together, that's going to be less things that you guys are going to have to sit there and try to fight over and bicker over and get into it over. If you guys are really trying to be the best version that of yourself that you can be. Now, to say that once you guys get into a relationship, to say that certain things are not going to come up, I would be lying if I told you that. But it sure heck is going to be a lot less. Give y'all an example. Before I got married, I wrote down, and I wrote in the journal. I told you guys, and I show it all the time. I keep a journal. I write in journals. I wrote down what I want. I was just like, Lord, okay, I really want to get married one day. I really do. I really do. I mean, I thought about it. I daydreamed. I want a family because I didn't have one like that. I wrote down how I wanted my wife to look. I wrote down how I wanted her to be a certain way, certain attitude, certain behavior, etc., right? But then God spoke to me and said, okay, how and why would I give you a wife like that if you are the guy who you are right now? Why would I give you that? Woo. Yeah. What do you mean? You have a really bad temper right now. Woo. You don't listen right now. Woo. You have a bad mouth, Ty. Woo. Dude, you have anger issues, Ty. Wow. So, why would I allow you being who you are right now to get into a relationship with a woman to where she's going to have to deal with that? See, some of y'all wouldn't want to hear that. Some of y'all would get easily offended. The Lord sat there and diagnosed me right there at the moment, telling me, in order for me to give you the woman that you want, you're going to have to do the things you need to do right now to get rid of all that. That way you don't take that into that relationship once you do get there. I need you to be calmer. I need you to listen. I need you to work on that temper. I need you to work on using those cuss words, sir. Because a woman is not going to be attracted to that mouth like that. Not the woman that you want. Now, some of y'all are saying, no, Ty, there are some women. I'm not talking about those women. I'm talking about the one that I wanted. I'm talking about very classy, very soft-spoken, very feminine, very sweet, even has a sweet-sounding voice. Shy-like, timid-like. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Now, why would he give me something like that if I'm this person that I am? So what did I do? Okay. Hey, real Bobby Trauma. Hey, I appreciate that. If you came from Angry Man channel, hey, appreciate that. Shout out to my guy Angry Man. Appreciate that. So why do I deserve something like that if I'm being the person that I'm being right now? I don't deserve that, right? So what did I do? Worked on all those things. That way, when I were to get into a relationship, dating, those things would not be there for that to be an issue once you do get married. Same thing goes for women as well. What is it if you're a single woman right now, you want to be in a relationship, you know good and dang on well there are things that you can list on a piece of paper right now that you know that you, number one, you don't like about yourself, this particular behavior or attitude or habit that you may have. If you don't like it, what makes you think another man is going to like that, right? Number two, I just said, if you know what it is. Number two, what is it that you know that somebody else may have said about you that you know is right about you? And whatever it is, what can you do to work on that? What can you do to work on that? Right? So now, that's why with this question here, why do so many relationships fail? Is because nobody put in the work in the initial process of laying a strong foundation and becoming a good man, becoming a good woman. And then when you meet a good man and a good woman, y'all come together, there's going to be less things you guys are going to have to fight over, right? That's going to be one of the main reasons why I think relationships fail, because people go into relationships with the wrong intentions. You know what I mean? If you just want to be in a relationship because I just want to be with somebody, I just want to be with somebody. What is that? What is that? See, when you say something like that to me, what does that mean? I just want to be with somebody. I just want to, or like some people, y'all just be into relationships to have physical intercourse going on just for sport. That's your intentions are wrong. You know what I'm saying? But Ty, man, hey, these modern women, man, they all always saying the modern women. But again, if you had the attributes of what will draw a woman back to her nature, you wouldn't have no problem with that. No, man, but you don't get it because they come and talking about 6 feet, six. Oh my God, here go these bullet points again. I do not care because again, if you are doing what you're supposed to do in your manliness, in your masculinity, the fact that God designed us to be like that, y'all know how it is. See, this right now, the world got everybody like two sides of a magnet. Right now, y'all got the south side and the south side, and y'all trying to make it go together. It's not gonna work. They push each other apart. That's what's going on with all this. Look, I'm not hating on any of it. I'm just giving y'all an analysis. That's what I see going on a lot with the manosphere and these pills and all this stuff like that. Is that so much is being talked about the woman, the woman, the woman, the woman, the modern woman, the modern woman. These men are all the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the da 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 da. All the reason why it's gonna work is these women, and all I see is just two magnetic poles of the same side trying to come together, trying to find a way, but it's not going to work. It keeps on pushing each other away. One side is going to have to turn north to make a connection. No matter what you do, those magnets will connect once one side is turned differently. But when both sides are exactly the same and trying to war at each other, and y'all trying to make a connection, you're not going to connect. It wasn't meant to connect. So what am I saying that for? If you are a part of this idea that these modern women are not going to change and they can't be this, they can't be that, yes, they can. You just have to change the magnet side of it. You just got to change it, period. You have to be the type of magnet that actually is going to make them drawn to you and connect to you. Not the type of magnet that whenever they get close to you, it's not even, I mean, there's nothing you can do. They will move. Have y'all ever done that? Have y'all ever tried to put two same side magnets together? It doesn't work, do it? You will sit there and go like this. They'll go around each other. They'll move and all this. Matter of fact, if you do have a magnet, right? If you do have a magnet like that as well, the magnet, if you push it towards one, it'll just move away like this, no matter what you do. And that's what I see a lot. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just telling y'all that's what I'm seeing. But when two magnets come together and stick, you say, oh, the attraction. Oh, really? See, the attraction. So if you got these modern women out here or these certain type of men on here, et cetera, yada, yada, peanut butter, you have to change the magnet. You have to change the magnet. Let them see a different side of you that doesn't look like them as well so that they can be attracted to it. Oh, man, that sounds all good. You just, okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. But then yet at the same time, you got these modern folks on here that sit there and say, okay, I get what you're saying right there. Because they can't even help it, folks. They cannot even fight it because it's a natural. You cannot fight nature. Do it all you want to. You cannot fight nature. You can't fight nature. Your heart is beating every day. Your blood is circulating every day. You all have to go and pee every single day. You all poop every day unless you got an issue, but you're still going to eventually poop. You all get rid of dead skin cells off your body every single day. You all lose hair every single day and it gets replayed. All these bodily systems happening within yourself because it's natural. You cannot do anything to stop that. So although I can sit there all day long and say, yes, I can, I'm going to show you how I can have control over nature. I'm going to hold my pee. Okay, let's see how that works out. Go ahead and try to hold your pee and watch what happens. Go ahead. Try it. You're going to have one or two things happen. Your bladder is going to split and that urine is going to leak all into your body cavity. That urine is going to leak all into your body cavity. And you're going to become septic and you most likely are going to die. Or you're not going to be able to help it. You're just going to pee. Why? Because that's natural. But when you try to go against nature, you can fight against it all you want to, but nature is going to have its way. Ty, why are you saying all that? The reason why I'm saying all that is because if you are in a place as a man, like I said, it's all about becoming the man first, masculine man. If you are in a place to put yourself in a place where you are a masculine man, I don't care how modern she claims to be and what she says she is, she will have to revert to nature. Nature is going to, that woman can sit there and say all day long, I want a man that's 6 feet tall, 6 inches, 6 figures, Let her come across that masculine man that her magnet nature is going to be drawn to, and all that ideology will go out the window because all of a sudden she won't be able to help it. It's something about this man. It's just, man, well, I don't know, he made 50,000, but you can't help that attraction. Like I said, that attraction. Well, maybe I'll just settle, because when it all comes down to it, in the end, the people that are married the most are average people. They're not these high rolling, high balling, high income earning folks that are the most married. Average people are the most married. Average income earners are the most married people. So the fact that they even have you shooting for this outrageous goal should already put a red flag up for you. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. And when it comes down to it being a nature or a natural thing, they're going to they can't help it, folks. There's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing that they can do about that. But the issue that you have today is that a lot of these women that are trying to possibly be into a relationship, they're not attracted to a lot of the men because the men sound just like them. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The men sound just like the women is what you're seeing. Yeah. The men sounding like the women. So although these men can be up here spilling out all the knowledge and everything about what's wrong with the women, those very same men, although they're saying that, the women are not even attracted to them. Because here's the thing, I told y'all before, and I'm going to keep on saying it. Nature always wins. Nature does not lie. Now, what category am I going down when it comes to nature in this stance? I'm talking about your brain. Your brain, whether you wanted to or not, and y'all heard me say this countless amount of times, your brain is always going to try to figure out and solve a problem, even if you don't want it to. When something goes wrong, you may panic for a little bit, you may worry for a little bit, but without you even trying to do it, your brain is already trying to formulate a solution to solve the problem, right? But what happens a lot of times in a lot of places is that people keep on talking about the issue. They keep on talking about the problem. They keep on talking about the problem. And I'm not hating on anybody for this at all. I don't. I think it's good that people are actually discussing this right now. But eventually it's going to get to a point in time on these panels, and I'm just being real. I don't care where panel is. Eventually it's going to get to a point in time where people are going to kind of get a little burned out on hearing about the problem. Okay, modern women, 6 figures, 6 inches, 6 feet tall. Okay, the Pookies, the Ray Rays, okay, the modern women don't want these men. Okay, the modern women are doing this. Okay, feminism. Okay, after we hear about that for a long time, it's going to eventually get to a point to where people are going to say, okay, what are we supposed to do about that? Well, y'all got to submit first, and well, y'all, that's because y'all ain't. No, we get all that. You're telling us the problem again. What are we going to do to fix it? See, that's what I'm saying. If you keep the brain occupied on a problem, and all you keep on doing is talking about the problem instead of sitting back and thinking about the solutions to it, you're never going to get anywhere. You will never get anywhere. So now with that being said, what is it that you're supposed to do? I gave y'all the remedy already. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to do nothing more than to be the best woman that you possibly can be. What type of man are you trying to attract? Ladies, what type of man are you trying to attract? Are you trying to attract a man that has really high value, as far as this man is a man that wants to be a husband, he wants to be a father, he wants to be a family man, he wants to take care of his kids, he wants to take care of his woman. That's all he wants, is to do those things. He wants to go on vacations, everything like that with the family. The whole point of doing that is for him to see nothing more than seeing his wife and his children get joy and create the most awesome memories that he possibly can get through this thing called life. Is that the type of man you're trying to attract? If it is, what are you doing as a woman to try to attract that? If you are a woman to where all marriage is to you is just a business, or I don't even know what y'all even want to call it. If it's just a business and a partnership, whatever like that, and all you want is a man that's makes a lot of money, he got a nice car, and y'all, it's all about just really looking like a power couple. You just look the part, but there's really no real strong there's really no strong feelings. There's really no strong bonds between the two of y'all. Yeah, y'all might have kids, but the kids, y'all might have a nanny, y'all might have a cook or a chef in the house that cooks for you guys, but it's all about, because y'all look like a power couple, it's all about looking well dressed and all this stuff like that. Then again, I say to you, then you should have no business wanting to be what you call a mother. Y'all, I'm just being real with y'all. This is me. You should not want any kids if you do not want to be a mother. You should not want to have any kids if you want to be a father. My wife, from the day that we got married, some moderns, I don't know, I guess I still have not had a chance to talk to these modern women that's out there. None of them want to talk to me for some reason. I told y'all that they may exist. I haven't come across them. When me and my wife got married, if me and my wife was to talk today, if me and my wife just met in this day and age and we were getting married, I can't imagine the type of ideology or crazy ideologues that have put some type of thing in her mind right now. Girl, you got your degree and you just getting out. You about to go, aren't you about to go into the workforce, girl, with your degree? And you about to marry this high school boy? What he got going on? Why would you marry him? What does he have? What is, girl, you about to sit there and take a risk? You got your degree and you about to get with this high school boy? What does he have to offer you? If that was today, I wonder what type of nonsense they would have put in my wife's head for something like that. Thank God that my wife is completely different from a lot of these crazy women that have that mindset. That means I will not be here married to my wife 21 years. 5 more months, we're going to be 22 years. In 5 months, I'm going to be married to my wife for 22 years. What would have happened if my wife went along with the ideology that's being pushed out there today to most of you women in your 20s, even in your, early 30s? What would be the result? What would be the result? Folks, what y'all don't understand is this. Keep it about the intentions of what you want out of it. When I say you, I'm talking about you as an individual. I'm talking about what is that you as an individual want. Not if you want what people on internet is telling you to want, do you even know what you want? If you feel you need what everybody else on the internet is telling you what you need, then you're not living your life. You're living your life based on how you think others see you, or you living your life based on off how you feel others see you, or you living your life based on how you think others should see you. But what do you really want? Now, I went off to school, going to college full time. I worked, still took care of my wife. Now, we were in an apartment and all this stuff like that, but that wasn't our end. I'm working towards something. To be honest with you, if people were to do the same exact thing that me and my wife did, I think a lot of people would be married just like my wife and I are. We started off, like I said, my wife was fresh out of college. She was a year out of college. She was a year out of college. And I was still in high school, getting ready to graduate high school. Right? Look what happened. Had 2 beautiful children. Yes, my sons got to see our beginnings, but in the kids' mind, they don't care. That's why I try to tell some of y'all. I get some folks like, hey man, I want to already be established. I want to already have the house. I want to already have the cars. So my kids don't. So your kids don't what? So your kids don't what? If you were to ask my sons who are 18 to 20 years old right now, if you were to ask my sons, hey, did you guys ever struggle? Were you guys ever poor? They're going to look at you and say, no. No. But what we did one time, my wife and I, when we went back down to St. Louis, we rolled my sons them through the area where we lived while I was going through school. One of the apartments. They were like, we were here? Yeah. But see, in the kids' mind, they don't see that. All kids know is that they are in the house. They eat, they sleep, they poop, they cry, they fight. They want to go out and play. They want to go to the park. Rinse and repeat all the way to the point to where they actually know consciously that they are a human being, that they are a person, which usually occurs around 6-7 years old, around that time where they know that they are a human being, that they are a person. But even at that point, they are not paying attention to their surroundings. All they know is that they do things based off of the stimulus that was imparted in them by nature. I'm a kid. I want to run. I want to jump. I want to play. I want to eat sugary things. I got to go poop. I'm going to cry. I want to play with this toy. I want to have fun. I want to go with my cousins. They don't sit there and look around at their house like, we're poor. Look at this house. You want to know why? They have no concept of that. Only we adults have a concept of that. But kids don't have no concept of being poor. They have no concept that we're eating poor people's food. Ramen noodles is poor people food. Vienna sausage is poor people food. Potted meat is poor people food. Spam is poor people food. Kaboom cereal is poor people food. King Vitamin is poor people food. Y'all know what I'm saying? We don't get Lucky Charms. We get Marshmallow Mateys. And by the way, I don't care what none of y'all say. Marshmallow Mateys taste way better than Lucky Charms. King Vitamin tasted way better than Captain Crunch. I'm being for real. I'm dead serious on that. Bring Kabooms back. I love Kabooms. So what I'm saying that for is this. We did it the way that we did. And me and my wife, we know what we were doing because we knew where we were going. My wife knew, oh, I know that once he get out and get into the medical field, he does his things, doing therapy and everything. I know that we're going to be set. I know this. And at the same time, we had things planned out. Babe, just think about this. I'm 20 years and 20 days older than my oldest son. I'll just say things like this to my wife. I say, so think about it. When I'm look, right now, it's like that right now. I was just telling my wife, when I'm 40, my oldest is going to be 20 and you're going to be 45. That's crazy. We're going to still be young with our kids. Now, I got friends right now that I grew up with in our church. They are deciding to have kids right now. And I'm like, by the time y'all kids become my son's age, I'm going to be a grandfather by then. My son's going to have kids and y'all kids' age. So, you know what I'm saying? It's all about how you want to plan these things out, folks. There's nothing wrong with married couples coming together and starting off. I don't even like to say the bottom, but just starting off together without the focus being about materialistic things. That's me. I believe that is the best way you can start things off, is that both of you guys starting off, you're working, she's working, and that's it. Y'all got an apartment somewhere. Y'all just saving up money because y'all plan on moving on and doing bigger and better things. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But if you plan on to say, I want to get out of school and I want to work and work my way up until where I'm in my mid 30s or to 40, then I'll look for a relationship. If you want to do it that way, then go ahead. But I just think that that's just the wrong way to go about it. I believe that if you marry young, get into relationships young, that's way more beneficial than waiting till you're in your 40s or turning 40 to now want to start to get into a relationship. If the relationship don't work out in your 40s, you got a limited amount of time. If you're in, God forbid, seriously, y'all, God forbid, if you start off in a relationship when you're in your young, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, you're in that. And within that first, they say, 5 years is like the limit. And then I think they increase it to 8. But if you fail, maybe you take a year or two to recuperate, you can try it again. But if you fail a typical marriage at the age of 40 and you fail at the age of 48, you give yourself a year or whatever to recuperate from that. It's a hard chance you're going to be getting back into a relationship in your 50s. I'm just being real with y'all. It can happen. Of course it can. But definitely not. You just think about, I got to do everything all over again. So it's so many benefits of doing things early and doing things young. Now, somebody just made a comment about the whole the marriage failing thing. What I said was this: if you get married young, and they said a typical marriage lasts 5, maximum 8 years before there's a divorce or something that happens. I said, if you get married while you're 20, that means by the time you're 28, should something happen, you get a divorce, you can take a year to recuperate or 2 years to recuperate, and then people go and do it again. You're still young. You're not even 30 years old yet. You're not even in your mid 30s yet. And you got a chance to recuperate. You might have learned something from that. I don't know. But all I'm saying is that if you wait to start dating when you're 40, and if that man happens to ask you to marry you, let's say a year or two into the relationship, you're 42 years old. If that relationship happens to fail, when they say the marriage has failed within an 8-year span, that means you're going to be 50 years old getting a divorce. If and when you recuperate from that divorce and you try to go at a relationship again, that means you got to wait another year or two before that man asks to marry you again, if he has to marry you again. But you're going to be in your 50s. Most people would rather say, I ain't trying to get married. I'd rather cohabitate. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that at all. So now, to move on to my next question right here that I have up here is that I said, who's to blame for this? Somebody's selfish. Somebody is selfish. Somebody is selfish. Somebody got too much pride to say that I was wrong. Somebody's wrong. And some of y'all might disagree with this. To me, there is no we grew apart. That's too easy to me. Irreconcilable differences. That's too easy to me. What you mean y'all grew apart? What does that mean? What do you mean y'all grew apart? What's the growing apart? Did y'all ever grow together? Explain. See what I'm saying? You can't just throw words. You just can't throw words like that to me. You can't throw words out there like that to me, saying things like we grew apart. What does grow apart look like? What does grow apart all entails? People say, well, you get in marriage, things can change. What is it that changed? What and whatever these things are, what are the things? Tell me what the things are that changed. And again, when it all comes down to it, like I said, we've counseled people numerous of times. One of you is selfish. Well, Ty, he left me because he said he decided he did not want to be a father. Selfish man. Well, Ty, my wife, she just up and left, and she didn't even tell us. We put out a search for her, and the police called us from we live in California, and the police called us from Florida and said she's in Florida and she's not coming back, and she left me with the kids. She is selfish. Ty, I come from even myself. I come from a single parent home. Never had my father. Father was completely selfish. Period. Well, Ty, I just didn't want to do anymore. My husband never wanted to have fun. I wanted to go and do all the fun things. He didn't want to, so I left him because he never wanted to go and have fun. Selfish. You could have still went and had fun. He just didn't have to go with you. Selfish. Somebody is completely being selfish. Uncle Tom, appreciate you being here. Uncle Tom says, MRM, the real key is get an old woman in train. Get her in train. An old woman. Shout out to the Uncle Tom. He has a channel called The Porch Session, folks. Go over there and check him out. Seriously, go over there and check out the Porch Session. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can bring his channel up so I can give y'all his channel so y'all can go and check him out. He goes now. Look, he's doing things like it was when I started doing my YouTube channel 5 years ago. Uncle Tom goes live a lot. Okay, he goes live a lot, and he goes live way more than I do. It's called The Porch Session, and here is the link right there. I just posted for you guys. So go over there, check him out, subscribe to him over there, and you got some conversations going on over there as well. So appreciate the super chat there, sir. So anyway, what I'm saying to you guys is this. What is it that's within a relationship that you cannot fix? Now, I'm just saying, I completely understand if somebody had infidelity, somebody committed adultery. Ty, well, there are some people, I get it, but I'm not one of them, y'all. No. Even the person that stepped outside of the marriage and done something, you were completely selfish. That's it. What is it that y'all cannot talk about and try to hash things out? Now, guys, I'm not talking now people that get knocked around, beat up, teeth knocked out their mouth. I get that. I understand that. Somebody that physically is harming you, I understand. I understand that. Somebody that has committed adultery, I understand that. But everything else, I'm trying to figure out what is it that keeps you, what makes you grow apart. Don't get old women, they stuck in their ways. Yeah, Uncle Tom. A trained old woman. So what I'm saying, folks, is this. That's why a lot of people are not really looking. That's why a lot of people are not looking to get into the marriage. And if you are in one and you really are trying to work on it, you really are trying to fix it, and the other person just like, nope. There is a reason why. Y'all, come on now. Just be you don't just I don't want to be with my husband anymore. You don't just I don't want to be with my wife anymore. I'm always the one. Well, he don't listen, she don't listen. Have y'all thought about going and getting counseling? If you're telling him he's not listening, have you ever asked, hey, why don't you listen to me? And when you did ask him, what type of way did you ask him? What demeanor did you ask him? If you are a man, I try to say stuff, but my wife, she doesn't even listen to me. She doesn't even hold up a conversation. She never listens to me. Have you said that to her? And I told y'all one of the things that you can do, get a piece of paper. Get a piece of paper. I don't like when you do this because it does this to me. Hand it to him and read it off. Let's just be real. Maybe he don't want to hear you tell him that because your tone is different. I'm just surfing down the avenue. Wait a minute here. Antonia, marriage is a bad deal. Marriage is not a bad deal. Marriage is not a bad deal. Are you basing that based off of what you experienced and what you went through? And I know you're going to say, oh, but the statistics and da-da-da-da-da. I know because there's some things in the world right now that made those statistics what they are. I get that. But marriage is not a bad deal. Marriage is not a bad deal. Marriage, if it's done the right way, is 100% not a bad deal. If you, yeah, I know. I understand that. You said what you said. I get that. It was an awful deal for you. Well, me and MRM are cougar tamers. Darn straight we are, Uncle Tom. All right, so what I'm getting ready to do here, Uncle Tom, y'all, and I'll go ahead and open up the I'm gonna go ahead and open up the panel and allow y'all to chime in. So there goes the link right there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these on here real quick and see if who's gonna want to pop on here. So even if you just pop on here for a hot second, because I don't know how long I'm gonna be up here streaming. But if you want to pop in here for a hot second, go right ahead. And now I'll post it again. Let me do something real quick right here. Auntie Dearest says the right man won't intentionally continue to put a woman through unnecessary garbage. People act right, or at least want to act right, or compromise and try to get right for a while. There he is. What's going on, Uncle Tom?
Hold on 1 second.
Want me to drop you back down, or you want me to let you fix it first? I can't even hear you now. Uncle Tom about to make somebody sick. I'm gonna get somebody vertigo.
No, Uncle Tom about to make somebody. Gonna get my hair in my face, I guess. I don't know. No, man, no, for real. I've had the same conversation on my channel about 3 months ago with a live panel on there, talking about the same thing. The thing about this conversation with my mom. Thing about, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's like it flicked out.
Yeah, my mom called me. But the thing about it is these conversations are never really wanted by the people because they never get a lot of views because people don't want to hear this kind of conversation. They want to hear most of it degenerate talk. And this conversation has always been a good one to me because, I promote marriages on my channel. And I don't know what it feels like to be dating. I ain't dated in almost 20 years. So it's like, actually 20 plus years. How do you do that? How do I go out there and talk about dating when I haven't done it? You know what I'm saying? And especially right now, like you said, where's the modern women at? Because I don't be in those spaces at all. I don't know how to do it, and I don't really talk about it. All I can talk about is the perspective of a married man that been with this white lady on the right side of me for a long time. No, but I like this conversation. This conversation needs to be had more often. That's why I'm always into it. You missed a good one yesterday. What were we talking about yesterday? Children yesterday. We're talking about the kids.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man. Especially what happened to the Texas dad going, that mother's taking.
Oh.
Bro, that's sickening.
Hey,
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it.
Dude, I'm serious when I say this. And I not that I want this to happen, but all I'm saying is this. I wouldn't be surprised if that guy was just like, you know what? All I had was my marriage. All I had was my wife and my son. She took him away from me. I have nothing to live for. And if he deleted her, Like I'm just saying, I would not be surprised, because if he did that, nobody would have the power to do that to his son. He would probably be like, look, you know what? Now my son can't get that done to him. I'll spend my life in jail just so the fact that my son can at least grow up and make his own decision when he becomes a certain age. I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. Because
that's a hard path for one, but I don't even know how I would feel, because being a father is something totally different than, just being out here by yourself. And if you take, I'm also in that same realm of, back in the day, you used to be able to, you had more kids because, you never know how long they're gonna live. Life expectancy wasn't that long. So if you only had that one child and they trying to turn into, something other than, bro, I don't know what to do. Boy, I know I will go crazy.
Do you have all boys, or you got a girl too?
I have all boys.
So when what you're saying right now, what I think about is with my two sons, like I can't imagine like my boys are not gonna know what it is, the joy of what it's like to have creation happening. You know what I'm saying? I just like you're taking that away from you taking that away, dude. That's why I said I was like, I'm just y'all, I'm being honest when I say this. As a minister, I would really be like, Lord, you're gonna have to forgive me for this one, but I got a lot of family members that's part of this game. Hey, yeah, y'all can take her out.
And here, I'm gonna say it too, as a minister myself, right? As a minister myself, I'm gonna be like, look here, Lord, I'm gonna do the same old excuse everyone. You know my heart. You go ahead out. You know my heart. You know,
I'm trying to do the right thing, but you getting ready to do this to my child who don't even know any better, man. And I'm sorry, but I don't know. His wife has been missing for some reason, and then Ty went off to Mexico, and his son is missing too.
Yeah, well, don't go to Mexico because they have an extradition treaty. Gotta go further.
Oh, that's right. Well, they won't know where I was.
No, I know. You can go to Ecuador. They don't have one.
Yeah, they don't have one.
But yeah,
there's a lot of South American countries that don't have extradition treaties with us.
So okay, hey, we got Mrs. Uncle Tom in the house. Hey, sis, sat there and ripped dude apart. That dude hasn't been on my channel since. She know who I'm talking about. She laid it out on him, called that man out. No, but yeah, but that's what you just got done saying. I think that's so true. And again, I don't hate on anybody. You know what I'm talking about in the YouTube streets, the different panels that you've seen me on, that you even been on yourself. Is that even right now, I tell people that from a young age, we have been conditioned to be drawn to negativity. So like when the news come on, they'll always want to bring us a negativity. And if it is some positive, it got like a 1 minute. Oh, by the way, this kid here, he got the Genius Award. This kid knows he speaks 17 different languages, plays 19 different instruments. But anyway, 19 people were killed whenever they keep the stories on all the negativity. So I think that for so long in society, we've been drawn to negativity. And that's why, like, I don't hate on them at all, but I let them know, y'all, man, like the people are more drawn to the subject of the bad modern woman or the Pookie Ray Ray stuff and the bad modern men stuff. And oh man, these women are doing this in marriages and stuff like that. But then the minute you talk about the joys of it or the benefits of it or how good it is, then nobody want to hear that. But then yet they're supposed to be striving to get that. You've been married, what, 20 some years, you and your wife?
Yes, sir.
And me 21. And then I think Anton on his, I think he's like at 19 or 20 some. And Angry Man, he been married a long time. And the minute these people that's on these sections that are talking about trying to get where we are, and we're telling them, it's like, no, but y'all okay, yeah. So we don't understand relationships at all, but we've been in a single monogamous one for 20 some plus years. But I guess they know better than us, though.
I can't.
Uncle Tom about to give people vertigo. People about to throw up and everything.
He had that.
They about the folks about to just pass out and fall and whatnot
out there.
Somebody just asked, what is you guys' channel?
What do you say?
Your channel.
The
posted it up there.
Yeah. No, man, these conversations need to be had more often, especially with the if a person is seeking that relationship goal versus I'm just gonna go in there to smash and dash. Because I mean, for the long time, I mean, in high school and all that, that was my thing. I'm not as good as you were, man. I was a high school whore, so.
Yeah, you and your wife must be married real good for you just be just dashing out like that.
Well, no, I've actually only had sex with like 4 people in my life.
Oh, okay. Look, she's shaking her head like Lord Jesus.
Nah, but it's like I said, man. I think what it is on the panels that we go to, majority of the men are scared. I'm going to say, yeah, scared of commitment, and it's not even commitment. They don't want that. Divorce is giving a bad look that they're going to lose what they worked so hard to gain. And if you look at it like that from the beginning, you're going to lose. You're not going to want to get it, and when you do get it, you ain't gonna know what to do with yourself, or the person that you get with. You're gonna overlook so many red flags that's gonna cost you your whole relationship. And that's why I'm not gonna say go talk to your priest. I'm not one of those. Go talk to a therapist. But to me, the conversation between man and woman has to be had on the direction of your marriage before you get married. You gotta have that conversation. You gotta talk about it. You gotta pick roles. Whatever role y'all decide to pick within the family, you need to have that conversation where you're gonna be like, look, this is how I want the marriage to go. And you can't move forward if y'all don't even have agreements. If y'all can't agree to what role and how it's gonna be, why would you get married to that person? That right there will be time to move on. In my book, in my brain, it would be like, we don't fit. Because my thing was, if I can make you cry within a week, you didn't even last a week. And my wife knows that. If I can make you cry, and I'm for real, I'm an a-hole, because I'm on your channel, I'm not gonna cuss. I'm an a-hole, and I know how hard it is to live with me on a day-to-day basis, because my mind changes about everything with the wind sometimes. I don't know what I want to do. So, I live by the seat of the chair. Wherever I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. But the only thing I know, I'm gonna be with her, and I believe in monogamy through and through. So if I can personally make you cry or make you get all up in your feelings, then I know personally that's a red flag for me, and I'm not going to overlook that. So the thing about it is, most of these men on these panels, they overlook red flags. The standard that they set for themselves, and that's keep your standards and find a person that will fit within your standards, and y'all can grow together within those standards, because those standards will change throughout your relationship. They will change.
Right. I said to them, go ahead. Somebody, Antonio, I think you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say, I said, you're displaying a level of self-awareness that I think most people don't actually ever get to. Most people, yeah, you're admitting, I don't want to say that you're a little bit insensitive sometimes, as some people would say, and then you could come off a bit wrong. So you don't want to be with somebody who's a little bit too sensitive for your taste. That's you admitting something that that some people might see as a failing. You might not see it as a failing. You see what I'm saying? It's something about yourself, and you specifically went out and looked for somebody. It's like, I need to make sure that whoever this is can handle this part of me, right?
But yeah, because she's on the panel and she's a bigger a-hole than me sometimes. So
and that's, I think most people never really come to terms with things about themselves. Yeah,
I agree with that.
And I think most people are ultimately, they are attracted to their partner for very superficial things. It's like a guy will see a hot girl and it's like, oh, she's hot, I'll date her. She's relatively nice, I'll date her. And then later on, she's hot and nice, we've been together X amount of time, I'll marry her. Right?
Yeah.
It's like they let life happen rather than being intentional about it, because they don't know who they are and they don't even really know what they need.
Yeah, that's one of the things I said, that even the ones that I mentor right now, that's what I actually have them sit down and take real time to actually think about those things. Because again, I said it earlier. I said, you know, do you guys know what you want, or do you know what you've been told to want? You know, because everybody is completely different. You know, I don't care what, I mean, like I say, when I'm on some of these panels, I don't care what any of them have to say about me at all. I'm like, dude, y'all are the ones up here. No, man, we see these women, see whatever you're trying. I'm like, dude, to me, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm like, if it was me in y'all position today with me how I am, it would be easy. Because y'all just out here y'all already, look, I'm just being honest. I'm like, you guys are already coming off with like women like energy with but no, man, because the women looking at that like that's what we do. But
hey, how many times have I yelled about that? How many times have I yelled about that, babe? Like, dude, I'm not begging no one for god dang submission. I'm not begging no one for anything. If
we
you
were friends for a while. We were friends dating other people for like a year. So for us, that worked great because we kind of saw how the other was beforehand. So it worked well. But
she thought I was a stalker. Don't let her lie to you.
Huh? What?
She thought I was a stalker.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Not me. Somebody else told people. It was ridiculous.
So this is the Yahoo days. Yahoo days. One of my ex-girlfriends said I was a stalker, bro.
Lord,
I was like, wow. I'm at work. I was an LPN in the psych ward. No.
And you were at work on the phone with me.
I'm like, yeah.
When she was saying that,
and all that. Like, what the hell?
it was hilarious.
Nah, but it's those days where I look at them and I'm like, but what if what ifs is what kills me. The what ifs. If you scared, just say that.
Yes.
If you scared, just say that. I listen. I'm a realist. Like, look, if you just say you don't know, just say you don't know. If you're scared of commitment, just say you're scared of commitment. Me, on the other hand, I'd rather dive in head first, but with some type of awareness. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to overlook my red flags. I'm not going to do anything. Man. I'm going to hold myself and my wife to some, or my girlfriend at the time, to some type of standard. And if we don't fit, we don't fit. Just move on.
Man, I mean, I'll tell my Uncle Tom, I was to the extent where I even told them, I was like, man, y'all, I'm talking about, I know somebody that was similar to you guys, but what if they take like all your money, X, Y, Z? I said, dude, let me tell y'all something. I said, you telling me you don't know anybody in your family? I said, your mom, like for instance, you telling me your mom, you can't sit there and take 50,000 or whatever money you get. You can't sit there and just put that money in your mom's bank. And if something go wrong, they're not going to take because that's your mom's money in her bank. I mean, there's all kind of ways around.
Well, that's actually not legal. Okay.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
No. There's something. There's a process. No, I work in law. Please, there's a process in law called discovery. When you get a divorce, the attorney can request this, and
not when. I'm talking about like right now. Right now, if you are a man and you are single. And you are
okay, yeah, that's different.
I was about to say, who in the world, girl?
Okay, see, here's the problem. Okay, the problem here is when you talk about divorce statistics, like people talk, oh, she gonna get 50% of your stuff. Like that's not what usually happens. Okay, you only have claim, and I'm not an attorney. I work in law. I just so I'm not practicing law for the statistic. Okay, just so everybody knows. You are only entitled to 50% of what was gained in the marriage. You are not entitled to anything that came before. This is what I kind of tell people. So, even people will talk about alimony. Less than 10% of divorces in the United States involve alimony. Most of y'all are too broke for alimony.
Wait a minute.
I'm not trying to be rude here, but
absolutely not true. I know 5 people in the past 5 years, men, that have gotten divorced. One in particular, that has custody of the kids because the woman left because she wanted a higher earner. The whole thing is ridiculous. She doesn't deserve a higher earner. But he had to pay her
alimony,
child support and alimony. But he had the house and kids because she walked out.
Well, I'm asking, what's his income level?
He got money,
but not rich.
That's the problem.
No.
Okay, see what I'm saying? If you're in excess of a certain income level, this might be an expectation. If you're making under $100,000 a year, this is not an expectation. You just don't have the money.
The thing about
he
him
is not
was
500,000. He is a
no,
working.
he wasn't that money.
He's
But
a
what I'm saying is
working guy.
he had his retirements and his pensions were wrapped up in that. So that's where she got him from.
Yeah.
Because she actually drained the bank account.
But she didn't
Not
deserve
once, but twice.
any of it. If he's got the house, the kids, paying the car payments, all that, she's got no responsibilities. She walked out because she was a drunk. She actually got arrested and pulled out and not allowed back. But the point was, these are grown-ups, and he's.
But it's anecdotal, and I mean I understand what she's saying. And it's some things that happen within a marriage that they, I don't know their history like that. I know that he talked to her more of the time because they closer to age.
We got to be good friends.
Yeah, but
our kids are friends, so it was just, we're still friends.
I don't even like alimony. Do I think people should get alimony? I don't think so. But it depends. To me it just depends. Sometimes
alimony exists because women used to be stay-at-home mothers.
I know.
And I don't think it's necessarily applicable today because women can work. But what I'm saying is, for the vast majority of divorce cases, if you look at the federal statistics, it's like less than 10% because most people don't earn enough for that to be an expectation. The average income in the United States is like hovering around $50,000 a year.
It's 42.
Yeah, that's not enough. It's like that's like bleeding the stone.
Right. So then back to it, though, as far as we were talking about these guys scared to get into relationships because of the fact that it's like, like what Uncle Tom was saying, they're already going into it with all these stories, all this negative connotations, all this preconceived. Man, what if this will happen? What if she take this? Like, well, dude, why are you even trying to date her then or anything with all these? And see what I'm saying? It comes off as, and to me, I'm just saying, to me, I try to be cool about it, but y'all, I really do have like this crazy cringe when I see jelly back, weak, scared acting men. It's like, they'll come down on me, make fun of me because I am, but I'm like, dude, y'all some of the weakest, girliest, baby-fied, jelly back men I've seen. No, but you know what I'm saying is that whenever I try to, dude, you sound like a girl right now. I'm like, stop. No, I'm on the inside, man. But see, you can say that, but no, bro, you being a girl.
I think there's something going on here.
Like that. Like, I'm not scared of anything. If I go into a relationship or something like that, and if I'm going through it, I'm not going in there worried if she's gonna take everything. Dude, so what if? Let's just say if it happened, I'm gonna bounce back, dude.
And you just get smart. You don't open your whole bank account and be like, here, look, at 2 weeks.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying.
We teach our sons. And I know you have. We just tell them from the beginning. They know how to cook. They know how to wash their clothes. All those things they don't need. You want the chick you want in your life, not need because you need a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But talking to these boys now, especially the older one, because the middle one's in Japan, but the older one, he hears the panels and stuff, and you should hear him because he says the same things. It's like, the vast majority of the chicks that you see out there are trash because they want this, they want that, they don't want to do anything, they want everything handed to them. This is out of his mouth. And I said, because what you're not seeing with your eyes is the ones that are quality. You're not seeing them because they're not hanging out at the club. They're not hanging out maybe they're on the corner, but not like that. But you're not seeing them. They're at work, they're in the gym, they're at school, they're taking care of things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But I think there's this tendency for people to focus on all the things that come before the relationship, and then all the things that happen after the relationship ends. So it's like they're freaking out over, I'm too short, I'm bald, I'm this, I'm that. And then they're freaking out over, she's going to get all the divorce, the this, the that. And they're not focusing on, okay, what's going to happen in this relationship? What am I doing here? What am I going to bring to this? How do we communicate? The skills that one needs to have a functional relationship.
Right.
And that's where they're missing the mark. It's like you can sit here and worry all day about, before and after, is like, well, you need to worry about what you're doing in it and develop the skills to have a good relationship so you can at least lessen the risk to yourself.
It's like, I'm not about to sit up here and worry about something that may or may not happen. I'm not going to do, if it happens, it does. But I'm not about to sit here and fret and lose sleep over wondering, what if she just walks up and leave? Well, what's she getting up for? People they have lost their minds. Like I said, to me, that shows weakness more than anything.
Well, people leave, and there's nothing you can do about that.
You got to have faith. Got to have faith in people. You got to. I mean, when I got married 50 years ago, I was 16 years old. My husband was 20.
Oh boy! Oh no!
Yeah, and he was a very handsome man. He still is. Girls were all over him, but I believed. I had faith that he didn't have any interest in anyone else. And he never did. He never did. He was faithful. He's been faithful for 50 years. So you have to, when someone tells you that they're going to do something, until they prove otherwise, you have to have faith in that person. You can't walk around and be suspicious. Moms, I think, have to teach their sons respect for the opposite sex. And they also have to teach their sons how to take care of themselves before they can take care of someone else. Just because you're healthy when you get married doesn't mean you're going to remain healthy. It also doesn't mean that you're not going to have an argument on your honeymoon. And there's so much that goes into it. Problem resolution, faith, expectations, reality checks. A friend of mine used to stay mad at her husband all the time. And I told her, I said, you can do that, or every time you get mad, you can just look up at the Lord and say, and this is a very sarcastic thing, but I said, you can look up at the Lord and say, dear God, thank you for making me so perfect that I can be so judgmental of everyone else. And it kind of puts your own reality check in place. I think young men nowadays are afraid to fail. They see marriages fail. They see people, they see their other peers fail at their jobs. I think life is it's hard, and it's hard to reach out and take those chances. I was reading on the chat side, someone said about mama's boys. I don't remember, the whole context of what they were talking about. But I don't know if is there really such. Moms need to let their sons go when you find a partner, or when they find a partner.
Oh, most definitely.
Let your sons go. They're not your sons anymore. Biblically, they belong to the person they have chosen to marry.
Yep. That's why it says, therefore shall a man leave his mother and father to cleave to his wife.
To his wife.
Yep. And you know what? A lot of people, I actually stumped a lot of people up with that, because when folks hear about my sons, them being in the house and all that, they're like, what? See what I'm saying? I'm not falling for it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not falling for this stigma that's always been pushed out there. When your child turns 18, they need to be out the house, because women are not going to want the dude. Like I said, did anybody read that passage when it said, therefore shall a what leave his mother and father? It said, therefore shall a man. It was a man. It was a man that left his mother and father, and not a boy, not a
I was
teenager.
gonna say, that's only a thing in Western countries. You know, most of the planet, most people live in multi-generational homes, and even you'll see somebody get married and they'll move their partner in, and they're all living in the same house. Like I guess it's something I don't understand, but
no, my son-in-law is from India, and yes, his mom and dad in India when they built their home, they built it as a multi-generational home. He was raised in that culture. However, when he took a wife, he was expected to build his own home. And now, should they ever reach a point where they cannot take care of themselves, then he would be asked to move into the home to take care of them. But until that day, he's expected to take care of have his own home, take care of his own wife and his children. So, yeah, kind of got to be a little bit careful when you make those statements.
I'm not saying in totality, it varies from place to place, but there are, like, you go to Afghanistan, they have compounds where there's like several families living in the same home. They do that stuff.
They're incredibly poor too, so you have to take that into consideration.
I'm saying is that it's like a cultural thing. I'm saying I don't think it's wrong or even abnormal for adult children to live with their parents. I think that's a normal thing that most people on the planet do. But
it's also in Hawaii as well. So they do it in Hawaii as well. So
I hear Uncle Tom talking.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm right
here. We can see you.
Oh, there he is. Hi.
What?
We're on.
You kind of blended into the background there.
What the heck, dude? I did not see you sitting there. What the heck?
See,
I can see it at all.
My little household is multicultural, so we've kind of had to learn how to live with a little different nuances here. So, yeah,
Ty, you're gonna have to go back and clip that. You better go back and clip that. Timestamp it and clip it.
Well, Tom, you could move into the light a little bit more.
He's working. He's doing stuff next to me at the other desk.
Yeah.
I thought he disappeared. He was totally gone. I didn't see him down there at all.
No, we have
that man smiled and I'm teaching.
Hey,
yeah, I can
see
my
teeth for what?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I can see the white lettering on his T-shirt now.
I wasn't even paying attention though to even see it. I'm like, I just heard his voice come out of nowhere. I'm like,
and then he just crept in.
That was me. I thought it was somebody off camera, off screen.
Dang.
I couldn't see anybody.
No, but like when we lived in Hawaii, most of them people there literally lived.
Yeah, the Samoans.
From grandparents down to grandbabies, all in the same house.
Mm-hmm.
Hawaiians, Samoans.
So,
now
Japanese.
at my house here, we have my husband and myself, our daughter and her husband, and 3 grandchildren, which is pretty much unheard of almost in America anymore. You don't find multi-generational houses. But I was raised that way. I mean, we had several generations at my grandmother's house, but I'm from an Appalachian culture, and that is not unusual in Appalachia at all. So we don't find it unusual here. And then, like I said, one of our son-in-laws is from India, and when his parents had their house built, it's built on 3 levels. So it is actually built each level has bedrooms, a kitchen, and a bathroom. So it is actually built for different families to live in it. But he is expected to have his own family, his own home, and take care of his wife and his own children. And then later in life, as they become unable to care for themselves, if he chooses, he could move his family in there, and so on and so forth. Both of his grandmothers are over 100 years old, so they both have, other family members living with them.
Ty's having Alexa creepy issues over there. His whole room just started going bing, 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 like ours did.